Hello and welcome back to the Canary Chat channel. Today we have another transfer update video. A few more rumours on outgoings and potential money coming into the club. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. In regards to Fisher, so we did a video, I think it was a few days ago now, around potential links to him with Everton and Wolves. A new team has entered the fold, which is Nottingham Forest. They're chasing him as well. Again, no rumours on the figures around that. Obviously, we had Dele go out to him, go out to Nottingham Forest a few years ago. That was a bit more on deadline day, and that seemed a bit more of a panic buy, but you don't know, that could happen again. The fact that we've got 3 Premier League clubs sniffing around him at this point in time could mean that he is off on his travels. I think it's a tricky one. There's a big debate. It seems very divisive at the moment. Probably the most divided I've seen a lot of Norwich City fans in recent times around the Fisher and Stacey debate. I think both of them serve a purpose in a certain system. At the moment, I do think Stacey fits the system slightly better than what Fisher does, but that doesn't mean that Fisher wouldn't get or shouldn't get any game time. Now, with Premier League clubs sniffing around, would his head's been turned potentially? I think realistically, if he does go, we will have to go out and get a right back. So if it does happen, obviously sooner rather than later, would save us the world of trouble of trying to get a deadline day right back through the door and paying through the nose for it. So for me, I think Stacey has got that nod. Yes, he had a very impressive game against Watford, Fisher did. But then again, he did give away the penalty of the weekend, and not pinning that all on him or just focusing on just a little bad patch in that game. But Stacey has started the first 2 league games, and I think that's telling where the pecking order currently is. So yeah, that is the fresh rumour that's currently going around at the moment around players out. Just quickly, about 70% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. If you're enjoying the Norwich City content, you want to come on the journey. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the transfer window. So if you want to join, click the subscribe button down below. Nunes, we've still heard nothing about since his last kind of links, still nothing there. And same with Sargent. There's a lot more talk now I'm seeing on kind of Norwich forums and stuff around the importance of keeping those 2. Obviously Nunes wasn't starting the first league game, but his performance against Watford and then his performance against Portsmouth has potentially highlighted how important he can be to the club moving forwards. But as previously mentioned, he is still only on a 12-month contract. So if we are going to keep him, we need to pin him down to a contract to make sure it's worth the money, basically. Now, in regards to other money potentially coming into the club, so interestingly, Johnny Rowe is, well, up for sale now for Marseille. I think so is Rabiot. So after their game, I believe it was against Rennes, they had a bust up in the changing rooms. There's already been some damning comments from De Zerbi in their kind of behind the scenes documentary saying that he wasn't training hard enough, and that's the reason why he should apologise. He shouldn't be apologising for missing the penalty. He should be apologising for his work ethic, which I found very odd for them to be promoting on their kind of socials, Marseille, that clip. But it does seem that his time at Marseille is probably going to come to an end. He was obviously there on loan last year, and he went over to them with an obligation to buy from us. Now, they did have add-ons within the obligation to buy, and I think the total fee was around 14 odd million. But there's a potential that with the add-ons, the actual whole fee was around 12 and then a couple of million of add-ons. The reason why we're kind of going through this is that, as I said, his time at Marseille does seem to be up, which is unfortunate for Johnny Rowe, but Bologna are supposedly extremely interested, and Marseille are hoping to get 20 million euros for him. So that's roughly about 18 odd million pounds, and that could be about £6 million profit. We do have a 25% sell-on clause on the profit for Johnny Rowe. So for me, we could be making around that kind of £1.5 million mark. Once again, helps with PSR, even those little payments or financial fair play that we have in the Championship. And also what it will allow us to do is potentially keep spending a little bit more money before the end of the window if Fisher goes, for example. So it's an interesting one. Obviously, he left in a very not ideal circumstances with that Oxford kind of performance around him not turning up, him forcing a move. It hasn't worked out at Marseille. He looks to be going to Italy, potentially to Bologna. But yeah, for us, we really care about the finances in that deal, and fingers crossed we can get a few £1 million there. And then yeah, around other outgoings, nothing really kind of shouting out, no main rumours coming out at the moment. There was talks around Callum Doyle because we had him last year and how much that would cost for us to get him back from Man City. It does seem that a fee of around 8 odd million would be that figure to get him, but it does look like he is going to Wrexham. Very interestingly, fans that were against the three at the back are wanting Doyle to come in so we can play three at the back. So I don't know if their issues is around the formation or the personnel that are playing there. But for me, £8 million, I mean, I would have taken it kind of pre-transfer window. But for me, Harry Darling is better than Callum Doyle. May not have the same season, but for a centre back, he is better in my opinion. And I think if we've got 8 million that we could spend, I'd rather us spend that in reinforcing our attacking line, or if Fisher goes, putting that into a right back and enforcing our attacking line. So yeah, it's a really tricky one. It does look like he's going to Wrexham anyway. I know us and Coventry were also sniffing around him. So yeah, it's one of those. We've lost out, but for me, Darling, we've got Medic, we've still got Cordoba, Crescene, that can all play in that left centre-back role within a three at the back. I don't think he's needed at this point in time, but I thought it was worth kind of jumping on to talk about because I know some people have some really strong feelings on Callum Doyle getting him back to the club and things along those lines. So yeah, that is the transfer updates for today. Obviously, the transfer window is slowly coming to an end. Josh Sargent is still here, counting down those days. But if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.